So it just rocked up, and as you can see, the beach has got a good swell from the last few days. These northerly winds. Looks quite bassy in there. See where the tide's just started to ebb, look, on the sand. So we'll give it a go. Give it a go. This is Galston, this is Galston, Hopton down that end there. But you don't get so much weed in this bay here compared to other stretches of the coast with the big sort of seas we've had, these big northerlies we've had. So there's a nice little bay in here. You don't get so much weed. So we'll give it a go. Clear up after your dog. Lovely houses, look. They're lovely houses. So we just got to the spot, and although that's been going down for an hour or two, there's still plenty of water here, and I want to get in. I want to get in this corner, but can't just yet. But that'll soon go down. I want to try and get in there for a start. It's quite shallow here, so hopefully half an hour I'll be able to squeeze through this gap and just get on there. 2-0. This is Camasan 2 as well. So what we'll do, this is going to be the bottom hook, and this is going to be the top hook. So what we'll do is slide the Nordic on first, slide him up there. And we'll put on half a crab, half a female crab. They're the ones with the orange underbelly. They usually got quite a lot of, they're the ones which peel first in spring, and then the males are sort of later on. So slide this down like so. We'll put half a crab on there, and we'll probably put a sandeel on this one. And what we're going to do up here, we're going to tie on another one and just have straight lug. It's an 8-ounce lead, so that's going to ping it out loads. So what we'll do for that, see, these are quite good for Smoothound. These aren't actually Cox and Royal Uptide Extra. These are Mustad. A nice strong hook as well for a lot bigger fish. But, so here we're going to look to put on something like this, which is this little hook here, just on its own. Crab down there. So in here I've got an ice pack just underneath there, under the newspaper. I've got a load of lugworm here. It's important you keep them cold. It's going to be quite warm today. And I've got some small sandeels there. Didn't bring them all, but brought some of them. And in the bottom here I've got some female hardbacks in there as well. So that's the bait. That it's probably about 60 lugworm there, maybe. Right, so we've got the sandeel on. So we've got plenty of line through it there, and we're looking to put half a crab. These are not quite peelers, but they're probably not far from it. So what we'll do, it's still frozen, so just gently. They tend to sort of go quite quickly like this, and there should be a little orange gunk in it there like that. And it stinks as well, which is good. So what we'll do, cotton's down there too, get rid of the scissors, and we just, where are we? I generally just put it through somewhere for a start. It's more about the cotton really, which is going to hold it in place. I just want that hook to be something like that. I want it to stay like that. We'll do the crab first. These legs, I mean, they're on or not really. Gives it a bit of extra appearance, and I just sort of plenty around this bit. And slide the Sandeel down the line, like so, and we're looking to do the similar sort of thing with him. So it takes a bit of time, just as well with the tide sort of doing its thing. It's not quite ready for us to get on the bit of water I want. I'm just using the crab as an anchor point for it. And then we just gently, so using that line which is through the Sandeel to help it survive the cast. Go around the head a few times. Strong bit. Blood in there, cross it over. Probably just finish it off just where the crab is on a two sort of like so. So that's the bait. It's all the blood coming out of the Sandeel. And just looking to go through the eye or something like that. So you've got hook point exposed, hook point exposed. And even if that pulls a bit, you're still going to come in this area here, so it's still going to quite a smallish hook. So that's it. That's the Sandeel and peeler crab. So it's a Smoothound. Your fawnback ray would take that, and your bass would take it too, or a codling if it was out there. That's the theory. We're fishing. At last we're fishing, so we had to cast over this, thread the rod round right here, because the swell's just usually be able to get on the beach by now, but the swell, so we've just whacked it out. Tide's ebbing this way, so I've had to cast it more in the middle because there's a lot of tide here and it'll just drag round. Bit of this sort of revetment sort of thing. And so usually this whole, just this stretch along here, when wherever else is caked in weed from a stiff Northerly, here they don't sometimes, well, you don't encounter too much weed, so that's why we're here. We're fishing anyway. Look at the size of that wave there. Screaming bass. What's going on there? Just looking for something. You'll know if you get a bass. But we're off the mark. We're in the race. So the only thing is I haven't fished in this bay before. If there's any snags out there, we will discover them. So fingers crossed there aren't any snags. So we're a lot further out that time. So what I do, I start the cast on sort of full magnets, which is a maximum there, on that little gash there. And then the first part of the cast, as it's controlled, you can then whack it off. It should do that automatically, but sometimes I find that there's still a bit of resistance there. And so once it's survived the first part of the cast and it's going out, you then just grab hold of this and you whack it on as minimum as you can while it's still going. And I find you get an extra 20 yards like that. And so I've just wound one in. And we had a crab Sandeel. The Sandeel was all mullered, it was gone pretty much. The lugworm was gone, so there's a lot of crab out there, or shrimp or something like that. It's out there a good 10 minutes. A bit of a slack line there. Just the waves breaking on it, I think. But we're a lot further out. We're sort of way beyond. Just sort of see if we can run into anything. Right, so that's the Sandeel and a crab, and then we've got lugworm there. We've got a little stop knot there to stop the lugworm sliding up. It's just on a 1/0. drop off's a bit too much there. It's probably about sort of 8 foot or so. But I don't fancy that. But there's access in just behind these cedar fences here. Sand's starting to show at that end. So we'll carry on fishing like this, and then the next cast we'll look to try and come up here and probably get on this sand here in a little while. So there's a lot of slack in that line there. What's going on there? It was sort of catching, and then I was sort of breaking it out, and it was catching. It's just like it's almost like a steep sort of shelf just there, and I think that's where a lot of the food would get washed into, and a lot of sort of fish would patrol up and down. Little look here. Got my car keys, my waders. We might do this. We'll let it let it go down a bit more, I think. GoPro 8, and that's crap. I had it for about 1.5 years, and it just, for no reason, I was looking after it as well, just packed up. But fortunately, they, because I live in the UK, they said I've got a 2-year guarantee, 2-year warranty. They just said to send it back, and they give me this 10, and that's so much. Seems like a Swiss watch. It's a lot better. Oh, I had a bite. Yeah, there's something going on there. Come on, just waiting for that classic bass bite. Let's see. Bass, usually with lugworm, that's like the first 5 minutes before the crab sort of rip it to pieces. Or within 2 minutes, you know. So it's just a question whether it's going to be our day. It's definitely a bass sea. The sand's starting to fill up here now. It's a little bit deeper in here. A little bit of a drop down in there. Right. It's on a different hook, I think. Should 8 foot easily. Tightening up a bit. The wire's just gripping into that bank. Look at that, there's no lug on it at all. No lug on it whatsoever. Trying to get the bait washed away. One, 2, 3, 4. Try that. Still get your flatfish on the 1.0. About as big as you want to go. Still get them on a 2.0, but not so many. 2.0 is better for bass, but you'll get them on this as well. So we can. gone. He's out there. So I think he's only fishing just for 3 minutes like this. These bloody crabs. My Sandeel's out there, so if there's a skate out there, there's something there for him. You might get him on Lugworm as well. Lead's digging in. There's something there. There's a dogfish. That's unusual. On Lugworm as well. Look at that. I ain't caught one of them off a beach in a few years. Elo, good bait they are. Pike bait. Oh, I hate bloody doing eels. Oh God, these are horrible things. Look at that. Well, you won't get away. Look at that. Unbelievable. Incredible. Right, what's the best way to get him off? Do a cloth or something. Okay. Eel's gone. Some big waves coming there. Come on, fish, where the hell are you? So, that's been pretty dreadful really. We're sort of going to save the rest of the bait I think we got. We're sort of going to get washed off this bit in a minute. We're going to get sprayed off it. Just got crabs just nibbling the bait, you know. It's, yeah, it's only been coming in about an hour and a half, but that's going to come right at the back here. That's where it come this morning, look. So we're going now. We just packed up. There's not much on this tide. Certainly wasn't worth bringing a lot of gear. Use up a bit of bait. You know, if you don't go, you don't know. You never know. But it just goes to show you that these fish, they're there in sort of numbers on just a few tides. So you've got to. You know, there could have been some other species and bits and pieces there, but there's not much happening today. So, but in a few tides time, might be completely different, or a different venue might be completely different. But yeah, no luck for me today. I'm getting sloshed here. Well, what a lovely day. Nice to be out when there's a bit of sun. So, okay guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, more videos along the way. And if any of you got any sort of, you know, recommendations, what sort of fishing you want to see, just drop us a line, drop us an email or something. or just message underneath the video. Alright, I'll see you later. Cheers.